Recently, I conducted an interview with South Boston Jeff regarding his favorite cartoon fantasy women. Let's roll that right now. All righty, welcome back from that big-time commercial break. This is a fascinating topic. I've brought in South Boston Jeff back after with the interview I just had with Ron the engineer. He brought up that you had a fixation with none other than Lois Griffin.
Oh yes, she's one of my favorite cartoon characters. She's a very sexy cartoon character, and if I was a cartoon character, I'd definitely bang that. And it got me to thinking about other cartoon characters that I'd like to bang.
All right, well, Jeff, you know the sky's the limit here. We're gonna find so the number one on the list right now. We can definitely say that it's Lois Griffin.
No, not even.
It's not Lois Griffin. Now, where does she rank on the list?
I would say she ranks about number 4.
Number 4. All right. Well, let's start off from the top of the list here. Who is the number one cartoon character that you would like to bang?
Okay, number 1, without a doubt, would have to be Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, why? Because it's Kathleen Turner?
That's one reason and everything, and you get some fully animated boobs. You can see the detective's head bounce off them. You can see the reflection, and she seems to hold Roger pretty talented. Yeah,
really? He's not complaining now. Roger Rabbit's not complaining at all. I mean,
no,
he would have killed for her in that movie.
Oh yeah.
So number 1 is none other than Jessica Rabbit. All right, moving. She's a redhead, and so's Lois Griffin. Maybe there's a pattern here. Number 2 on South Boston Jeff's favorite cartoon characters that he'd like to bang.
Another redhead. That would have to be Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
Okay. All right. If I was in on this, I would definitely put Daphne number 1 on the list. There's something about her in that purple mini skirt, and she's driving around the mystery machine. You ever notice on Scooby-Doo, Fred wasn't stupid. Fred was not the stupid one of this program.
No, it certainly wasn't.
You ever notice, like, when they had to go do investigating on Scooby-Doo, Fred would go, okay, Shag, Scoob, and Velma, you go that way down that really dark tunnel, and me and Daphne are going to go down to this way down here. You know what was going down. They didn't give a rat's ass about the ghost or whoever they were tracking.
Oh, creepers. He wanted to get in that creepy of Daphne's. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's what Fred wanted to do. He wanted to creep up on Daphne.
Hey, do you remember the name of the gym in where we went to high school?
That is true. I do remember that. It was the Daphne Gym. Huh? So did you have many fantasies about the Daphne the Daphne Gym?
I certainly did.
You think Velma was the first lesbian cartoon character?
Come to think of it, there should be a lot of them, but a lot of them are Hanna-Barbera related.
But you think Velma was the first?
Oh, she had to be. All right. Yep.
Jinkies, you think Velma was the first there, Jeff?
Yeah, there was. She was wrapped up a little too tightly there with her orange turtleneck sweater.
Moving on, Jeff.
All right, the next one on the list would have to be. All right, do you remember a cartoon dog named Hong Kong Phooey?
I hope it's not Hong Kong Phooey.
No, it's not. It's not. There was this dispatcher in his office. She wore a very short skirt. I don't remember what her name was, but the camera panned in on this dispatcher's butt a lot, and she had one of those high-pitched voice,
she kind of sounded like the nanny, Fran Drescher.
She kind of did.
I don't think it was Fran Drescher, but I think,
I'm going to get that Hong Kong Phooey.
So you wanted to be Hong Kong Phooey to be a number 1 super guy and roll around in the file cabinet with Penny.
Yep, that wouldn't be bad.
Unbelievable. All right, moving on.
And then one of my favorites and everything was Judy Jetson.
Judy Jetson. Now, what? Not Jane Jetson?
No, Jane Jetson. She seems like the type of person that. She seemed like the type of woman that Elizabeth Perkins would play in a movie and everything. And Judy Jetson was the young hop around team and everything that seemed to hop from
Op Orp Aka.
Eep Op Orp, and she seems like the type of high schooler that would jump around from cruiser to cruiser, from spaceship. Oh boy!
So there you go. Judy Jetson. Unbelievable. This is fascinating, Jeff. Moving on. Come on, continue this list.
Okay. One that has got me going several times was Miss Betty Rubble.
Really? Betty Rubble over Wilma?
Over Wilma, yes. Wilma was a little. Well, when I hear Wilma talk, I kind of think of Alice from the Honeymooners. But
Well, you know that was what the Fred Flintstone and Flintstones were based after.
yes, I do know that and everything. But the cartoon character Betty Rubble really did it for me, and obviously did it for. Obviously did it for Barney. The only thing I don't like is they had that big fat slob Rosie O'Donnell player in the movie.
I was just going to say that. They kind of ruined the fantasy for Jeff by casting. She would have been a better Velma than she would have been Betty Rubble.
Right, that's correct.
So if they do a Scooby-Doo cartoon, they definitely have to have Rosie O'Donnell do the voiceover for that. But yeah, Betty Rubble, huh?
Yes.
Can you do an impersonation of anybody on the Flintstones?
Well, I could try. Here's my impersonation of what it's like in their bedroom at night. Okay, Betty. I know you've been waiting for this all week. Okay, Barney, let's see what you got. I'm going to pull him down now. Okay. Oh, Betty, that's not very nice. I mean, I can't help the size of it. Oh, I'm going to leave you. Let Fred take care of it this week. Yabba dabba doo. I think I can handle that, Bon.
I think I see a movie all over this, and I think Ron Jeremy's going to play Fred Flintstone.
There might already be one.
Real, I'm sure there is. But moving on, after Betty Rubble, who's on the list, Jeff?
Okay, I'm not really sure of her name, but do you remember the talking shark Jabberjaw?
Of course I do.
Okay, he was he was loosely based on Curly from the Three Stooges, but he had this leggy brunette chasing after him. Oh, I forget what her name was. I think it was Shelley. Yes, that was her name.
Her
Shelley.
name was Shelley, huh?
Shelley from Jabberjaw.
Makes sense. They were underwater, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shelley from Jabberjaw. Oh yeah, she's another one. Yep.
Continue. I'm flabbergasted here, Jeff.
Okay, I would have to. Well, not Marge Simpson. There's nothing good about her. But I think I would definitely throw it to Ned Flanders' wife Maude.
Ned Flanders' wife Maude. Is
on
that
The Simpsons.
Okay, I've never seen an episode of The Simpsons. I'm sorry for those people out there. I've never seen it. I like Family Guy better.
Oh, so do I. But I don't. Even though I would bang Mila Kunis in real life, I don't think I'd bang cartoon Meg Griffin.
You don't think so? What about Taffy from Captain Caveman?
Oh, she was another nice one.
Any chick who drives around with a caveman's cave on the top of her van is okay in my book.
Oh yeah, like she has her own portable cave. I think that's what she was getting at. Come and enter my portable cave.
Unbelievable. Can you give us a Captain Caveman impersonation?
Oh, sure. Captain Caveman!
Now, they ruined that show later on. Captain Caveman had a son.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Here's a question, Jeff. You know, inquiring minds want to know. Who fucked Captain Caveman?
One of those teenagers.
You think Taffy Waffy was the mother of Captain Caveman son, Jr.?
Well, it would have to be one of them. I would hope it was Taffy Waffy.
Now, that was a fucked up show. Now, all that shit that he used to carry inside of his fur. I mean, it kind of reminds you of the dude on the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon that used to pull shit out of his afro.
Oh, yes. I remember him.
So moving on, Jeff.
Okay, moving on, and we're going to go back into the old school.
Uh-oh, we're going back in time.
Back into the old school to the 1950s, 1940s. I'd have to say I would bang the hell out of Betty Boop. Oh, boy.
You'd boop Betty Boop, huh?
I'd bop Betty Boop, yeah. I would bop Betty Boop in a blippin' second. Oh, boy.
Really,
She had the legs. Yeah, she had boobs that would move to the music.
Really? Can you give us a Betty Boop impersonation?
Boop, boop, be-doop, boop.
What about Smurfette? You have a thing for her?
Oh, sure. I like there's only one girl Smurf to 100 male Smurfs.
I think I've seen that movie.
She had
Smurf Aki in it.
Oh, yeah. She had to be doing all of them. And Papa was the one who created her.
Actually, no. Gargamel created her.
Oh, yeah. You're correct. But Gargamel created her as a brunette and everything. Papa Smurf is the one who turned her into a blonde.
Oh, really, huh?
I happen to know that, yeah.
You think she was kind of based on Chrissy from Three's Company?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. That is one I haven't thought of in a while.
Remember that episode on... Now, this is ridiculous. Remember the episode of the Smurfs when they had that disease and you bite them in the tail and they turn purple?
I don't remember that one.
And they went, ganap, ganap, ganap.
Oh, yeah. That was a great episode and everything. Another episode, one of my favorite Smurfs episodes was the Fuzzles. There were these little fuzzy things, and when they ate each other, and they would triple, and it was loosely based on a classic episode of Star Trek, the Tribbles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, you didn't have the hots for Queen Hogather on the Smurfs, did you?
Oh,
that
hell
pig
no.
that wanted Gargamel?
No. I think she was designed definitely so ugly cartoon characters like Big Mouth could actually get laid once in a while.
I think the Colonel had a thing for Queen Hogather.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe Big Mouth's their offspring. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So there's got to be a couple more cartoon character chicks that you'd love to bang, Jeff.
Okay, when I think about it, now we're talking about do you remember the Heathcliff cartoon? Heathcliff, no one should terrorize the neighborhood. But there was Heathcliff, and there was his buddy who lived in the junkyard, Riff Raff, and he had this girlfriend named Cleo. She was a leggy female cat. I would have definitely done her if I was a.
Now, Cleo, she didn't grow up to have one of those psychic friend networks, did she?
Oh, no, it wasn't that Cleo.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so once again, if I was a female cartoon cat, I'd go that way in a second, sure.
So if you were a female cartoon cat...
It would have to be Cleo.
Oh,
and not to be mistaken with Heathcliff's girlfriend. Heathcliff had a girlfriend himself named Sonia. She wasn't bad, but she wasn't as voluptuous as Cleo.
Oh, no. Nothing can get past Cleo over there. Now, what was that ugly skank that was on the Really Rottens there? Remember that Laugh Olympics? They had the Scooby-Doobies, the Yogi Yahooies, and the Really Rottens. They were like the really prick bastards that, they always cheated on the show.
No.
She kind of looked like porn actress, or what's her name there? The real ugly one.
Ooh, no, the real ugly one.
Sharon Mitchell.
Sharon Mitchell. Oh my God. Yeah. She's like she's like the olive oil of the porn world.
But yeah, she looked like the mother on the Really Rottens cartoon there.
She did. I didn't know what you were talking about until you started talking about Sharon Mitchell.
But now you know. So that's your list there. That's quite an impressive list of cartoon females that you'd like to bang, Jeff.
Yes, off the top of my head, there's none I can't think of anymore. But this is a subject that we can get back to again.
Well, I'm actually going to. This is very fascinating, and hopefully the people that are listening, maybe you can email us in your favorite cartoon character that you'd like to have sex with.
Oh, I forgot one.
Okay. Before we give out the email address, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, another Hanna-Barbera. Her name was Penelope Pitstop, and she was a blonde. She was the Southern blonde, and she used to travel around with the Anthill Mob. And she used to be chased around by the Hooded Claw, who was voiced by Paul Lund. But yeah,
so you'd like to get your claw over this broad.
Yep, Penelope Pitstop was her name. I do declare she was a one fine piece of ass.
Unbelievable. Now, if you have a cartoon character out there that you'd like to do it with, you can always send us to afterhoursbooking@yahoo.com. Attention, cartoon fantasies. Now, I have a friend of mine out there named Andy. I actually asked her this question because I knew I was going to talk to you about this, and she actually said she'd like to do 2 of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, boy. I hope one of them was Michelangelo.
I'll have to ask her what that is, but it's an unbelievable topic, and we'll come back to this. Maybe we'll even ask the cast on the television version of the program in a future episode, Jeff. What do you think? What do you think Bull's answer would be to some of these things?
Well, I hope it would, like you said, it wouldn't be Hogatha. It would probably be someone along the lines of... You'd have to get Bull to answer that. I can't jump into his mind. I don't know what his style is.
Unbelievable. And on that note, we'll be back after this.